Hi, this is Olga from Wholesale USA Dresses.com. New York, in my opinion, is the global center of wholesale fashion. The New York Fashion District might no longer be a garment manufacturing center of the world, but it's still one of the top, if not the top, destination for fashion buyers and sellers. And you might be surprised to discover that wholesale garments are still manufactured in New York City. Take a walk around the New York garment district and you will find the offices for many of the top brands such as Tahari and Calvin Klein, showrooms for the world's most fashionable designers such as Michael Kors and Nine West, and wholesale shops carrying some of the most amazing closeout deals on authentic designer clothes for boutique labels such as R&M Richards and Taylor. You can also find clothing warehouses throughout the five boroughs. For instance, my business, Closeout Explosion, is located in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. You can find many Chinese importers located as well in Brooklyn and in Queens. And although New Jersey is a separate state, there are some pretty good clothing suppliers within driving distance from Manhattan. When it comes to shopping at the New York City clothing wholesalers, there are some tips I would like to share with you. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 1. Many of these warehouses serve as fulfillment centers for brands. You would actually have to do your buying directly from the brand, either at their showroom, by phone or online. Always make sure that you are buying directly from the company. You never want to end up buying from an employee that is trying to sell products on his or her own. Otherwise, there can be legal ramifications for both you and the employee. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 2. Just because it's a warehouse does not mean that you will be getting wholesale or closeout prices. If you have a smartphone or are familiar with the market in which you are operating in, you should be able to easily determine if you are getting prices that are suitable for sale. All of my clothes, footwear, handbags, and accessories are sold at up to below wholesale, closeout, and liquidation prices. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 3. Clothing warehouses that are open to the public receive all types of visitors, meaning both retail and wholesale buyers. If you are looking to purchase on a wholesale basis, you should let the warehouse manager know. Often, you will first receive the listed price. This rate per unit can drop based on the quantity that you purchase. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 4. You need to verify that the merchandise is authentic and original. You can usually start this process by asking the salesperson where the merchandise originated from. For instance, the majority of the merchandise that I carry is overstock from department stores and excess inventory from the brands. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 5. Some warehouses only sell by the pallet, while others allow buyers to pick up individual items. Make sure you know in what manner the sales are made so that you can make sure that it makes sense for you to visit. In my warehouse, there are no minimums and customers can purchase by the pallet or by the piece. In your clothing warehouse, tip number 6. There are warehouses that focus on a specific brand. If wholesale clothes by that brand are in demand by your customers, you should check it out. In your clothing warehouse, tip number 7. Certain warehouses sell on an appointment basis only, so verify if you need an appointment before visiting. New York Clothing Warehouses, tip number 8. Many wholesalers focus on store return merchandise. Store return merchandise consists of products that were purchased by shoppers and then returned to the store. The products can range from brand new condition to very damaged. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 9. There are wholesalers that focus on department store overstock. Department store overstock merchandise is usually in brand new condition and is from a previous season. In your clothing warehouse, tip number 10. Ask what the return policy is. For instance, in my warehouse, customers can make exchanges within 30 days. In your clothing warehouse, tip number 11. Clothing warehouses are also looking to buy merchandise. If you have any excess or unsold products, you should mention it to the salesperson that you are dealing with. You might end up receiving a great offer. In your clothing warehouse, tip number 12. Negotiate, but within reason. It becomes accepted and almost accepted for wholesale buyers to negotiate over the prices. While it is completely okay for you to negotiate over the wholesale prices that you are being charged, you should also have realistic expectations. If you are looking to have a long-term relationship with a wholesaler and want to be notified when new wholesale deals are available, then you should always engage in win-win negotiations. Just to ask for a lower price when you are already receiving a great price on your fashion buys is unproductive over the long term. Hint: to get the best possible price in my closeout warehouse, simply increase the quantity of items that you are purchasing. I will usually give my customers lower prices when they buy 50 or more wholesale items. One more tip I would share with you is that the more times you buy, the better discounts you should receive. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 13. Stay in regular contact with the warehouses. I would recommend at minimum calling or emailing at least once a week. Preferably, you should be visiting the warehouses in person so that you can spot any great closeout deals that are available. Sometimes the wholesaler can forget about merchandise that he has in his warehouse, and it could be the perfect closeout for you. It happens almost every week. A customer visits my warehouse and sees an item which I forgot that I still had. I'm very happy to offer those types of items to my customers for below wholesale prices, since I didn't even know I still had them. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 14. Give things a chance. Warehouses are not stores and therefore will not be as organized or elegant as a boutique on 5th Ave. For instance, although discount retailers such as Century 21st or Marshalls are more organized than by my place, their prices are also substantially higher. Having said this, I recently rearranged my business so that it is now much better organized and easier to shop by. Take your time focusing on the merchandise, not on the actual location. Many first-time shoppers will get overwhelmed, but once they focus on the actual merchandise, they can find some awesome finds. For example, I wholesale brand name designers dresses by Calvin Klein, R&M Richards, Tolly Taylor, Nine West, and Jones New York for as low as $19.99 each. These are the same dresses that you will see in department stores and discount retailers for anywhere from $80 to $300 each. New York Clothing Warehouse, tip number 15. Be ready to act. If you see an amazing closeout deal, take advantage of it. It simply might not be there the next time you return. I can't tell you how many times someone has visited my Brooklyn closeout warehouse and they hesitate over a product, only to return a few days later and the product was sold out. I have made the same blunder when visiting other closeout businesses, and it's something I'm definitely working on not doing again. If you are offered a below wholesale price on a product which you can realistically find a buyer for, you should definitely consider taking advantage of it. To be successful in the retail business, you need to be bold. Please visit our wholesale warehouse in New York.